And I guarantee you, you're going to build a defined chest, no matter how old you are. Hey guys, Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic. And today let's talk about how to build a defined chest after the age of 50. Heck, I'm 60. So anybody can do it, right? Well, the key is, guys, we want to build a defined chest, not necessarily just a big chest. Now, let me just explain real quickly why that's important. It's because if you just get a big chest, a lot of times that incorporates a lot of just kind of fluffy fat hanging on there. And so what's really impressive is building a chiseled, defined chest. And that, of course, means we got to, lower your body fat level. So I was doing a contest when I was 49 years old, okay? So it's been 11 years. And I was having to lose a lot of weight, and I was losing strength also during the process. And I was kind of worried about, my chest, my arms, everything getting smaller. Well, when I looked in the mirror, everything looked bigger. But if you put a tape measure on me, my chest actually lost size. I probably lost 1.5 inches in my chest, maybe more. All right, but when it came time to the contest, my chest looked bigger, okay? So that's what we really want to do. We want to build a defined chest as we get older. And I got 4 different tips for you guys today. And I think you're going to be surprised at the last tip. It's going to kind of throw a little curveball on some of you guys, so stick around. Now, these 4 tips, some of them are going to be pretty straightforward. Some of them are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be a lot harder, all right, than they sound. But guys, you really need to pay attention, especially as we get older. It's so much harder to accomplish these goals than it was when we were in our 20s and 30s, right? So we need to basically know all the little secrets and the little tips and tricks, all right? And I'm going to give you 4 today. All right, so before I get into those 4 tips, I just want to remind you guys, if you enjoy these videos, please hit that little like button, all right below the video. That really helps us out. And then there's a share button also. So I know you guys have got a lot of friends that would benefit. So hit the share button and then just shoot it over via email, all right, to some of your buddies that you think. And then, of course, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, because we come out with, 3 or 4 videos a week. So if you want to stay up to date on what's going on with Gary Walker and myself, just don't forget to subscribe. And we really do appreciate your support by hitting the like button and the share button. Okay, so tip number 1, guys, is form. You really need to focus more on the mind-muscle connection than the amount of weight you're using, all right? So slow, controlled movements are going to build muscle much more effectively than throwing on too much weight and kind of struggling and using bad form, or jerking the weight up and down and using momentum. And this is easier said than done, but I want to back this up, this tip, by saying that I watch a lot of videos. I follow, I'm in this business. This is what I do for a living. So I'm watching professional bodybuilders. And I'm not talking about necessarily the gigantic, crazy guys, but I'm talking about the guys that are just really big and have super impressive physiques. And you would be surprised at the fact that they don't lift crazy amount of weight. They could if they wanted to, but I'll watch, and I will actually look and count the plates, or I will look at the weight on the dumbbells, okay, that they're using for certain exercises to compare to what I'm doing. And I'm always surprised at the fact that they're not using twice as much weight. Now, they might be using 20 or 30% more than me, all right? But their form is impeccable. They're using real slow, controlled movements, okay? And they're not, looking around the gym, while they're doing their curls. They're not checking out, women in the mirrors and everything else. I mean, these guys are just focused. A lot of times they will look at their own muscles, all right? So form and getting that mind-muscle connection is way more important to building muscle than the actual amount of weight you're lifting. All right, tip number 2 is, guys, we have to increase the intensity. And that's kind of hard for us old farts, right? Because when you were, 25, 30 years old, you're kind of gung-ho, man. A lot of times when you're younger, you also have a workout buddy. So you go to the gym with your workout buddy and you're kind of competing and you're pushing each other. And man, it's easier to just really get after it and put some intensity into each set. Basically go to failure on every single set throughout the entire workout. Well, when you're 50, 60 years old, okay, like me, and you don't have a workout partner, how do you push yourself, okay? So that intensity is the key because, guys, I'm watching videos of some of you guys, and your form may be excellent, okay? And you may get that mind-muscle, connection going, but I will see you do 10 reps and then you stop, and I can tell by your facial expressions and by the fact that you weren't straining on those last 2 or 3 reps, that the intensity wasn't there. So you put the weight down after 10 good, proper form reps, but I can tell you could have done another 4 or 5 reps if you really, really had to. Well, that's the intensity that I'm talking about. So one way to up the intensity while you're just working out by yourself, okay, is to do something which is called a drop set. So it's a little more advanced technique. It's something that I implement in my phase 4. If you want to go to that, level in my Fit After 50 program. So drop sets are a great way to push yourself and increase the intensity. Now this video is not about how to do drop sets. Just use, the little search feature in our YouTube channel here and just type in drop set, and you'll get a bunch of different videos from Gary and myself on how to actually do them. But drop sets are a great way to push yourself even when you're working out by yourself and there's nobody else there to help you. So drop sets are a great way to increase intensity. Okay, guys, tip number 3. Eat more veggies, and more specifically, more cruciferous veggies. All right, so Google. All right, Google that word and it'll give you a long list. And it's things like cauliflower and broccoli and all those kind of things that, quite frankly, don't taste all that great. So that's why a lot of you guys aren't going to follow this tip, right? You got to go to the grocery store a lot. You got to cook them, prep them. And even if you do all that right, still, they're not really yummy, all right? When they're cooked right, I'm happy with them. I'll eat them, but I'm a lazy guy. I don't like cooking them, all right? So there is a shortcut to getting this all done, guys. And that's what makes this tip basically the easiest. You just have to experiment with supplements, all right? They don't work for everybody. I'm just saying that right now. But you don't know if they're gonna work for you unless you try them, all right? So we have something called Testo Greens. I take this every day, okay? And I'll take actually 2 scoops on the days when I'm not eating real healthy. I'm not getting a lot of veggies in. And so this stuff, click on the link below this video because it'll take you to our website and it's got a wonderful explanation about all the ingredients in here, but it's got over 20 different veggies and fruits extracts in this stuff. Tons and tons of stuff in here. It's more than just eating cruciferous veggies, all right? So you're gonna get a ton of benefits out of it, and it just makes eating so much easier. And I guarantee you, I know you guys are not eating enough healthy veggies, all right? Because I'm not, and I bet I eat healthier than most of you guys watching this video right now. And so there's several ways to take this. First of all, most people just mix it with water. Well, that's really kind of bland. It doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste great when you're just mixing it with water, all right? It's very basically doable, but this is the trick, all right? This is what I do. That's just carbonated flavored water. There's 0 calories. There's no sugar in here, okay? I mix this with our Testo Greens, all right? Tastes actually good, believe it or not. And it doesn't matter what flavor I use. Just the fact that it's got some flavor in it and some carbonation, something happens. Anyway, it actually makes it taste yummy. And you can use any kind of diet drink, soft drink, if you want to mix with it. But just give it a try. Experiment with it. Try it for a month or 2 and see how it affects your body. If it doesn't work for you, if you don't think you're finding, any benefit, just let us know. We got the best money back guarantee in the entire industry. All right, guys, we will send your money back. Just shoot us an email, okay? So no other company has that kind of guarantee. Everybody else is going to make you mail back the unused portion of the supplement, which means what? It means it's a big pain in the ass and you're not going to do it. So you end up not getting your refund. We don't make you do that. So there is no reason not to try this stuff. And also, when you click the link below this video, it'll take you to our website with all this information, and then scroll down below all the information, and then you'll see customer reviews there. Just read through some of those customer reviews and see what they say. So you don't know unless you try it, guys. And this is the easiest of the 4 tips. All right, the 4th one. Remember I told you might be a little surprised on the 4th and final tip today? And that is, you need to try to replace some of your carbohydrates that you're getting on a daily basis with protein. All right, and that's pretty straightforward. That's a pretty simple thing to do. And the reason being is, guys, protein is thermogenic. So 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of carbs have the same amount of calories in them, okay? However, your body actually uses energy to digest the protein. So you're actually using calories to digest the calories that you just ingested with the protein, but not so much with those carbs, all right? So anyway, and the other thing is, of course, protein is so important to our body as far as building and repairing the muscle fibers that we're tearing down during our workouts. And I guarantee you, protein is the hardest of the macros to get on a daily basis. It's easy to get enough fat, and it's way too easy to get enough carbohydrates, in your daily diet. Protein is the hardest thing to get enough of, and we need a fair amount of protein, guys. So, I weigh 195 pounds. I need probably 160, 170 grams of protein every day, and man, I got to really stay on top of it. And I've talked to some of my buddies and some of you guys that I interact with, and when I ask you how many grams you're getting, most guys are not getting nearly enough, all right? So get rid of some of those carbs, especially the processed carbs. You don't have to get rid of those veggies because there's very few calories in veggies, very few carbs. They're just wonderful for you. But most of the carbs that we take in on a daily basis are typically processed. Potato chips and breads and all kind of pasta and things like that. Not good for you. Get rid of those, add protein, and I guarantee you do that consistently. You can't just do it for a week or two. You do it month after month, and then you follow those other tips I talked about with the intensity and the mind-muscle connection, and I guarantee you're going to build a defined chest no matter how old you are. And remember, guys, you got to stick with it and never give up on yourself.